They say walls can remember, that stones can whisper the screams of those who once lived, loved, and died within them. Across the world, ancient castles stand tall not just as relics of history, but as silent witnesses to centuries of bloodshed, betrayal, and despair. These hauntingly beautiful fortresses, though majestic by day, turn into chilling reminders of the supernatural when the sun goes down. Tonight, we're stepping through creaking gates and candle-lit corridors to explore the haunted castles still standing today, where history and horror walk hand in hand. Chillingham Castle. Deep in Northumberland, England, lies Chillingham Castle, a fortress so notorious for ghostly activity that even the bravest visitors hesitate to stay the night. Built in the 12th century as a defense stronghold, this castle saw countless battles and executions. But it's not the bloodshed that makes it terrifying. It's the restless spirits that remain. The most famous is the Blue Boy. For centuries, guests reported seeing a mysterious blue light flickering through the castle's pink room, followed by the faint cries of a child. During renovations in the early 20th century, workers uncovered the skeletal remains of a boy and fragments of blue cloth buried behind a wall. After the remains were properly buried, the cries stopped, but the blue light still appears from time to time, as if reminding the world that some souls never truly rest. Leap Castle. In Ireland, Leap Castle is known as the most haunted structure in the country, and perhaps the world. Built in the 13th century, it became infamous for its dark history of family feuds and betrayal. The most chilling tale revolves around the Bloody Chapel. During a mass, one brother, a priest, was slaughtered by another, who stormed in and stabbed him right at the altar. From that moment, the castle was cursed. Visitors report seeing ghostly figures drifting through the chapel and hearing chanting that grows louder as night deepens. The most terrifying presence, however, is that of It, a small, grotesque creature with decaying flesh and the stench of death. Historians believe it might be connected to an ancient dungeon found beneath the castle, known as the oubliette, where victims were thrown to die in darkness. Leap Castle stands as both a historical treasure and a monument to horror, a place where every stone seems soaked in blood. Bran Castle. High in the Carpathian Mountains of Romania stands Bran Castle, often called Dracula's Castle. Though there's debate about whether Vlad the Impaler, the inspiration for Count Dracula, ever lived here, the connection between this Gothic fortress and Bram Stoker's iconic vampire is undeniable. Tourists who visit Bran Castle describe a cold, almost predatory energy lingering in its halls. The wind howls through narrow passages as though the castle itself breathes. Locals whisper about spirits wandering the courtyard and strange flickers of light seen through the tower windows when the moon is full. Even skeptics feel uneasy here, perhaps because Bran Castle blurs the line between myth and history, reality and nightmare. It's a place that reminds us how legends never die. They simply wait for nightfall. Edinburgh Castle. Perched atop Castle Rock in Scotland, Edinburgh Castle is a fortress steeped in history and haunted by it. For over 900 years, it has been the scene of sieges, executions, and imprisonment. Beneath the castle lie the old dungeons, where prisoners of war from France, America, and Spain suffered and perished. Many visitors have reported sudden drops in temperature, the feeling of invisible hands tugging at their clothes, and the echo of footsteps where no one stands. Paranormal investigators have described the sound of drums, believed to come from the headless drummer, a ghost said to appear before disaster strikes the castle. Even in broad daylight, the atmosphere at Edinburgh Castle feels heavy, as though every gust of wind carries whispers from the past. It's not just a monument to Scotland's proud history. It's a reminder that time doesn't erase the energy of suffering. It only buries it deeper. Paranormal Castle. Built dramatically into the side of a cliff, Slovenia's Paranormal Castle is both a marvel of architecture and a chamber of tragedy. In the 15th century, it was home to Knight Erasem Lueger, often called the Slovenian Robin Hood. After rebelling against the emperor, he took refuge inside his mountain fortress, where he survived a year-long siege thanks to secret tunnels that allowed him to sneak out for supplies. But betrayal came from within. One of his servants revealed his routine to the enemy, and Erasem was killed by a cannonball while using the toilet. A humiliating end for a defiant hero. Since then, locals say his spirit never left. Visitors report hearing footsteps echoing through empty corridors, doors slamming on their own, and eerie laughter coming from the tower. Paranormal Castle may look like something out of a fairy tale, but its ghostly presence is a reminder that even legends aren't immune to betrayal. Castle of Good Hope. Far from Europe, South Africa's Castle of Good Hope tells a darker colonial story. Built by the Dutch East India Company in the 17th century, this fortress saw countless executions and brutal punishments during its early years. It's said to be haunted by multiple spirits, including a tall soldier who appears guarding the gates and the ghost of Lady Anne Barnard, who dances in the halls during moonlit nights. One of the most frightening encounters, however, involves the bell tower. The castle's bell was sealed centuries ago after it mysteriously rang on its own, with no one inside. Even today, guards report hearing its faint toll in the dead of night. The Castle of Good Hope stands as both a historical landmark and a chilling reminder of the cost of power and conquest. Burg Eltz. Unlike many haunted castles, Burg Eltz in Germany never fell to war. But that doesn't mean it escaped darkness. When he tried to force her into marriage, she fought back, literally. In the struggle, he struck her down, and she died clutching the same dagger she used to defend herself. Her ghost is said to wander her old chambers, still in her wedding gown, protecting the castle from anyone with ill intent. Guests claim to feel a sudden chill or smell the faint scent of roses, Agnes's favorite flower, whenever she's near. Dragsholm Castle. Dragsholm Castle in Denmark isn't just haunted. It's home to more than 100 ghosts, according to paranormal historians. Once a medieval fortress, later a prison, and now a hotel, its walls have witnessed centuries of human suffering. Among the spirits are the Grey Lady, believed to be a former maid who died of illness, but still roams the halls performing her duties, and the White Lady, a noblewoman buried alive by her father after falling in love with a commoner. When renovations were done in the 1930s, her skeleton was found in a small chamber, still wearing a white gown. Guests often wake to the sound of crying from empty rooms, and staff members claim that shadows move even when there's no one there. Dragsholm Castle is a place where history, heartbreak, and the supernatural exist side by side. So the next time you visit an ancient castle and feel a chill crawl up your spine, remember, maybe it isn't the wind. Maybe, just maybe, the walls are trying to tell you their story. If you enjoyed this chilling journey through history's haunted fortresses, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.